the finish.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Beware the Beast, our football manager save here with Brentford FC in the Barclays Premier League. This is our fourth season. Fifth. Hang on. I actually need to count this. Promoted, 10th, 7th, failed. Fifth season here with Brentford in the, and of course our fourth in the Premier League. Bloody hell, I'm an idiot, aren't I? I suppose, the first thing to do when you come back from the summer break is to look at the transfers. Now we've not gone money crazy, this time out, although we've still spent 40 million. So I suppose we haven't been exactly conservative in a way, but. Hi-ho, these are the players we brought in. Landry Mate, who's out on loan at Heronveen in hope to get a work permit, or at least get game time to get a work permit. He's a decent young 18-year-old left midfielder. I don't play with wingers anymore, so he's kind of a bit of a waste. But if you can develop him, we can sell him on for a little bit of money, then there's no harm done. I mean, only for 145k, so it's a little transfer fee, so a good player to bring in for a very cheap price. Obviously, a couple of regens come in. They're not incredible. Keith Polaric, Neil Young, Chris Clarkson, and Ryan Hart, all coming in. They're not fantastic. They're not incredible. But we'll soon see if they develop. And who knows? But the proper transfers, there's been quite a few, and we're going to start. We're going to do it in sort of date-wise. So obviously last season I told you about the mishap of selling James Tarkowski and not bringing in a replacement. So Harley Dean sort of saw out the end of last season. But we have got a replacement for him this season. We've brought in Terence Kongolo from Feyenoord for £7 million, and I'm very, very, very happy to get this deal done for a very, very cheap price, because Kongolo's a solid player. He's very, very good. Obviously, a good base set of physicals, a good base set of mentals, but you know, the heading 15, marking 17, tackling 16 work rate as well. He's gonna, and 14 concentration, makes him a very good, smart centre back. So I'm very happy that we brought him in for £7 million. Had a good couple of years at Ajax. Feyenoord. Had a good year last year. And hopefully we can slot in and fit in alongside Doria very well. But very happy to bring him in. Another £7 million transfer was I'm going to call him Afri Aqua, because Afri Aqua. I can't say his name, I'm afraid. But we've brought him in from Sampdoria for £7 million. Now he's going to play this holding role. He is obviously, sort of what the role that Fellaini played a lot for us last time out. Obviously he was on loan. His contract did expire, and I did look at bringing him in, but we Marwan, but we didn't bring him in. We weren't willing to pay the wage he wanted. He wanted around the 70k mark, so he's gone to Genk, and I think he's on like 30k, which is just a bit weird. But yeah, Aqua though, a very good player. Obviously got the tackling, the marking stats, good work rate, good bravery. Good stamina as well. 19 stamina was incredible. So a good player. Again, had a decent season at Sampdoria. They've made a massive £7 million profit in, but I think he could be a good player for us, especially alongside Remco Koch and Dennis Praet. We brought in another striker. Vayton Berisha joins us from AZ Alkmaar in the Eredivisie for £7.25 million. He's going to play mainly false 9, because he can play there. 16 off the ball, 16 finishing, obviously 15 first touch. His stats are almost very, 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 very good for what we want. But he's a good player. Had a very good season last season at AZ, getting 20 goals and 8 assists in 29 appearances. The type of form that I hope he can continue, and maybe be the man who will replace, the hole that Zach Clough left. But who knows? I think at 7 million, it's a very good bit of business, quite cheap price. Say his value's already gone up to 14 million, so I'm pretty happy that we brought him in for that price. Another striker that we've brought in, I've just skipped a player, I did just realise that, is he brought in just because I wanted our domestic bias to come up a little bit. Also, to cover for injury, because we do play three strikers now on the pitch. So bringing in James Wilson from Manchester United on a 1-year loan deal, I thought was a good option because obviously provides for injury, provides cover, also gets our domestic bias up. Gives us the number of domestic players needed in this matchday squad. So very happy to bring him in, and he has got some very good stats: 17 finishing, 15 composure, and some incredible pace and physical stats. Do make him actually a very very good player. So if we just quickly look at his attributes. If we look at the attributes page, is what I mean. You can see his attributes right there. If it wanted to load up, I mean, he's not the strongest of players anyway. But again, very very quick. And a good finisher means hopefully he might be able to play that false 9 role if needs be, because he's got good off the ball and good work rate. So who knows? Moving on, then we have Pamalik Cisse. He joins us for £5.75 million. From Leisure de side Nancy Lorraine. He's a very good player actually. As to bring in a 19-year-old right back, which is a position we did need to strengthen. He's going to develop for the next couple of years, and he's already got some very very strong, very very strong attributes that are needed. Obviously, some incredible pace, good anticipation, good concentration, good work rate. So he's going to get up and down that pitch, bombing forward like we want him to do. And even his attacking stats aren't too bad. 11 crossing, 13 first touch isn't bad. So he's a very, very good physical right back. A bit small, so heading and jumping reach really does let him down. But my hope is that he won't be needed too much defensively as far as height is concerned. But it could be a weakness to his game. But he is 5'4", and there's not much we can do about that. We can't put him on the rack and stretch him. But Pamalik Cisse obviously spells his name quite weirdly. Ceesay. I'm used to Sisse with the special thing. But Pamalik Cisse joins us, £5.75 million, and him and Mario are going to rotate for the season and hopefully can be very good. Now again, another player brought in for domestic bias. Now this one kind of needs to talk about after actually the transfer of Dele Alli, and we kind of need to look here because. We'll talk about it in a minute, but we need to talk about a sale. We sold Nathaniel Chalobah back to Chelsea for £9.5 million, which could possibly rise to 12. And the reason why I've done this is because not only did we bring him in for £2.9 million, and he had an okay season, but to get the offer that we did from Chelsea for a player who is a fringe player was very very good. Now he was a good player for us, was versatile, could play centre half, but for the amount that we got offered, it was a price I couldn't refuse. It was a too good to refuse offer. So to cover that and make sure we had enough players for our domestic bias, I went and brought in Dele Alli. Maybe paid a little bit over the odds, paying £9.75 million for the young Englishman's services. But he's a good little player actually, and he may not have the best rating, but he is a decent player, and he's been on loan in the Premier League now a couple of years, had some decent average rating, so I have all confidence that he can be a good rotation option and can make an impact from the bench hopefully, if needs be. Obviously can play in the centre, push forward a little bit as well into that AMC role if needs be, if we do switch to a tactic that uses one. On the outs, a small one to look at, I suppose. David Gerrard has gone on loan to Nottingham Forest, who are in the Premier League this season. So he has made a bit of a jump up to say he went. Last season wasn't even out on loan, which was probably an oversight on my part. The season before League 2, now he's in the Premier League and actually played their game yesterday. And got a 6.7 rating, which isn't bad. Now he's actually developing very well, as you can see from his stats. 19 years of age, the man we brought in from Rochdale for £80,000. And I'm very looking forward to seeing how this guy develops, because he does have the potential to be a very, very, very good player in the future. Because some of his stats are solid now, he could easily be on our bench. And hopefully next season, with some game time at Forest, he is good enough, ready to challenge for a place in our first team. Another player that went to Forest was the happiest man at the club. Moses Odebajo leaves a very versatile right-sided player, but he didn't really find a use for us now that we don't use wingers. So to get £5 million for again another fringe player was, I thought, quite a good bit of business. So he's gone to Forest for £5 million, and we made a £4 million profit on him, and he's been a decent servant to the club. A player that I did want to keep around, but he kind of fell a little bit surplus to requirements. The club's kind of outgrew him over time, and it felt right to see him go. So he's left for £5 million, and I think that's a very good sale actually. And another sale which probably could have maybe got a little bit more from, but still not a bad sale, is we've sold Bilal Oud Sheikh to Aston Villa for £10 million. A player who didn't really suit us. He came in for £6.5 million. Was always going to be a player that we took a chance on and hoped that he could develop. He just never really fit into the club. He never really turned many heads while he was here. And by that I mean, like, not only did when he did play, he wasn't fantastic, as you see by the 6.68 average rating, but he also then began to, like, because we changed system and he didn't fit in that much. He was always on the bench, and times changed quicker than he could stay. So we did sell him on, and Aston Villa were willing to pay £10 million for him. And he's a good player for £10 million. I think he's a quality player and could do good at Aston Villa. Only 21, remember. But I'm happy to let him go for £10 million. Still made a profit on him. Could have got a bit more again, but I wish him luck, and he didn't really fit in, so it did make sense for us to sell. So that is transfers done. Again, we're going to look at the starting line, which is probably going to be the lineup we're going to play for today. Obviously, Dennis Praet is injured. He got injured in pre-season. But the lineup we're heading for is Fraser Forster, Pamalik Cisse, Doria, Kongolo, Santon, Koch, Aqua, Henriksen, Sid, Rhodes, Berisha. That is because Wissam Ben Yedder is not fully fit, so he will not be playing. He probably won't even be on the bench. He'll probably go for James Wilson, who, if scores, I will reference Castaway and shout Wilson very, very loud, most likely, even though it is like 11 o'clock when I'm recording this. So if you hear the neighbours banging, you know what it is. Something you just noticed there, we have drawn Halifax in the second round of the Capital One Cup. So a good opportunity to get into the third round, which we should be beating League 2 Halifax. And I would expect us to do that. Now, looking at our friendlies, a good start, a good confidence-boosting pre-season, really. We start off with an easy one, a bit of a warm-up match, to say, a kind of a preparation match. 5-1 over Mile Oak, small London club. Goals for Sid, Ben Yedder, Berisha and Banks, all strikers scoring in the game, which is very nice to see. Did concede a goal, but no biggie, and we move on. And again, obviously, we played all our games at home, and now there is a reason for this. And I know you're thinking, all your games at home, this is a bit weird for pre-season, but the reason why I've done this is because I wanted us to get used to the new stadium. I don't think it has any effect, but I thought maybe if we can get playing friendlies at our new stadium, get used to the pitch, get used to the stadium, and be comfortable when it comes to the Premier League. Hopefully we can, it would have a positive effect on the team, and I think it has. Seriously, so just to run into the new stadium, I don't think it has an effect. Maybe, who knows? But we did also beat Espanyol by 2-1. Our former Newcastle striker Zisco opened the scoring after 3 minutes. Absolute flop he was. But he did score. But we turned it around. Sid and Ben Yedder, and that was really all the game had to offer. Not the best game, but it doesn't matter. It's only a friendly. We beat Bromby by 2-0. Wilson in an own goal. Give us 2-0 victory over the Danish side. It was a tough game, but we got past them. And we went on to Blackburn. Jordan Rhodes, 2 goals against his former club on half an hour and then an hour. Good to see him getting goals. Jordan Rhodes want to keep up that scoring form into the new season, hopefully, and get him looking for another 20 goals again. And he continued his scoring run against Standard Liège. Now, this was actually a very, very pleasing result, because I thought Standard Liège may be the toughest team in our pre-season run, and to beat them by 3-0 was a very, very good performance. Confidence boosting. 2 goals for Manuel Sid as well, who of course joins us. I forgot to mention Manuel Sid. He joins us back on loan from Barcelona for another year. So hopefully, ideally, in an ideal world, we keep him on loan and we pick him up when his contract runs out. It's quite a good FM tactic, I found. Then we beat Chesham by 10-0. bit of a crazy one against. I always do. My way of doing it is I always have 5 or 6 friendlies, and the way I sort it out is I start really easy, and then I get sort of a. If I was to do 5, what I would do is I would do first one to be really easy, second one to be tough, third one to be even a little bit tougher, fourth one to be really tough, and then the fifth one to be easy. That's how I generally do it. I like my last one to be easy to get a confidence boosting, morale raising, big victory as we got here today. 10-0 over Chesham. Congola over hat-trick of all things was a crazy thing to me. And that was that. Now today obviously we have Southampton. They are managed by Leonid Slutsky. They actually offered me the job. Actually, they sacked their manager or parted company. Either way, and they are a good team. And I was, it wasn't as easy as no, I'm not leaving. It was, a little. I did consider the opportunity to manage Southampton, but I turned it down. Leonid Slutsky is the man they chose forward, and he obviously takes charge of the team that finished 6th last season, and do find themselves in a very good position as far as the football club is concerned, so there'll be a good, tough opposition for us today. As far as the league concerned, who came up? I can't even remember at this point. It's all a blur to me, which teams have come up by now. I have no idea, but Derby are back in our league, which is nice to see, so they bounced back. Stoke in our league? Stoke didn't make it. That's a shame. And that's all I can pretty much remember of teams in the division, in the championship last season. So I think after me rambling on for what feels like forever, I might actually get to the game. I believe I've spoke about pretty much everything. It's our first game at Lionel Road. Oh, actually, take that back. We're bringing in 2 players, actually 2 more players. We're bringing in attacking midfielder, but I see him. He was going to play midfield for us. 24-year-old Leandro Paredes. He's going to join us from, what team is that? Boca Juniors. And actually, if you look at his stats for a roaming playmaker, holy crap, he's good. 17 first touch, 16 dribbling, 17 long shots, 17 passing, 17 technique, 16 vision. An incredible amount of yellow stats there. Very, very. I mean, his corner's going to be 15 to 17 as well. So he's going to be a very good player for us. And a very good free kick taker, a very good set piece taker. Joins us from Boca Juniors on a free transfer. Big contract, I'll admit. He's coming in on I think a hefty one. I think about £50,000 per week. But that's the kind of quality we're trying to bring in now. Is we're going to have to offer high wages because we're going to try and push in the top end of the table. And another player we're looking to bring in is a covering centre half, Thomas Blindheim. He's actually a pretty decent central defender, to be fair. At 18 years of age, the Norwegian, already an international, with 1 appearance, but still it counts. 17 heading, 14 tackling, 11 marking, lets him down a little bit, but he does look a very good player, and he is going to grow. And the way we've offered it, it's 1.7 million plus a 4-month loan back. For some reason, they wanted 4 months to have him being loaned back. So he's going to hopefully join us for 1.7 million odd, and then get loaned back to Rosenborg for a few months, and then he'll join us hopefully in and around December, January time. Right then, let's do a match, okay? Let's do one. We're going to do one. So, we've already ran through the lineup. So, the bench, we're going to start out Marcuson, Dean, Creswell. Now, Dele Alli's just passes my fitness mark. He's just going to be allowed, because we do need a centre mid in there. Now, we'll go for Wilfried Zaha. He's been a quality player for us over the years. We'll go for the lad. And James Wilson. That will be our bench. Not the best bench in the world, but a decent one. And we are against, obviously, a decent side today in Southampton. And I believe this squad has got enough about it to get past Southampton. It's good to see debuts, though, for quite a few players. Hope they can cope well, adapting to the Premier League. Physical division. It does take a lot out of you. It is... Some players can, some swim and some swink, to use a analogy that I can't remember where it's from. I'm sure someone will tell me in the comments. But yeah, I've just noticed they've got a number 2 up front. Lucas Prato is number 2. You're not a Runa Kone, mate, just to let you know. That's really bugged me. I hate when you've got stupid numbers, and that is a stupid number in my eyes, and that has really annoyed me. I hope you don't score today. He's going to score. I know he's going to score now. Now that I've said it, I've screwed myself over. Let's hope we can outscore them today. 3 strikers on the pitch. We should be able to do that. I hope. Here we go then. Let's kick off our new season. New stadium. Let's do it. Come on, Brentford. We can do it. Come on, you bees. Let's go. Start match. Come on. There we go. And we kick off. Oh, lag, please, game. The game's got the jitterbugs. Hang on a minute. Give it a second to sort itself out. It always does that. There we go. McCarthy finds Wanyama. Oh, Manuel Sid with the defensive work. Jordan Rhodes, he's found Berisha. Back to Rhodes. Back to Rhodes. And he's whiskers away from giving us the lead inside 3 minutes. And that was a good opportunity there. And a good little bit of link-up play between Berisha and Rhodes. And it's good to see that Rhodes had the confidence to go round the man and take the shot. And he was very, very unfortunate not to score there. We've started off this game very, very brightly in front of our home crowd. Not many clear-cut chances yet. But 13 shots to Southampton's 3 were really on the upper hand. And if we could get a goal just before half-time, I'd be very, very pleased. But that would require getting some more shots on target, please, boys. But that's not happened, and we are half-time 0-0. It was a good first half, so keep it up. I'm going to try and keep you in good morale. I'm not going to shout at you because you played very well so far in this first half. And really, you know, on another day, we'd be 2 or 3-0 up by now. But defensively, they've not threatened us. They have not threatened us. No shots on target as of yet, which makes it frustrating if they score with their first. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way we're playing at the moment, dominating the game, as far as I'm concerned. And obviously, the key stats that I like to focus on: pass completion, tackles won. We were, you know, in and around at least 70%. So, and what a tackle that is from Doria, and again to stop Giovinco. But the ball to Berisha from Atka was quite poor. That might have been Henriksen. I don't want to slate the wrong player, but what a tackle from Davide Santon. And Rhodes looks for Sid, cannot find him. And I don't know who this highlight is going to go for, to be honest, because it's going end to end. I think it's Southampton's, and that is a mistake. That is a mistake. Terence Kongolo on his home debut has gifted them a goal. I don't even know what he was doing. Was that a touch? Was it did it hit him? Did he slice his clearance? What happened? And that's really disappointing because we've been the better team all game. Yeah, Kongolo's just tried to take the touch. Him and I think Dorian might have also been responsible, but you don't take a touch there, especially not a touch in towards your own goal. That is an absolute atrocious piece of defending. And now we have really got a bit of a mountain to climb now, boys. 15 or so minutes to go, and we're desperate for a goal. So we need to find one. I mean, our play's been encouraging, but encouraging isn't going to get us 3 points. So we need to put the ball in the net, really. Simple as that. So we're going to bring on Dele Alli and hope that he can last. James Wilson will come on and replace Jordan Rhodes. He'll move to a false 9 role. And Mario Sid and Sid can go. Manuel Sid, sorry, not Mario Sid can go up front. There we go. A few minutes. They won't make an impact. I think we've lost this game. I do not know how we've got this game. We have slaughtered them. Absolutely slaughtered them this entire game. But we haven't put the ball in the net, and that's penultimately cost us. So they've got a man who can put the ball in the net. His name's Sebastian Giovinco, and he pounces on mistakes. And that is an absolutely... That is the worst performance you can get in the game, because you've dominated the game, you deserve to win, you should have won the game, and you've lost the game on one awful, terrible, fucking infuriating moment. That is really, really disappointing, because we did not deserve to lose that game. Absolutely dominate them. 29 shots to their 7. Only 2 shots on target. But Kongolo, you cannot make a mistake like that. Ridiculous piece of defending. It's a very disappointing start to the season. And sees us lose. But I suppose on the bright side, you know, our quality of in play, as I said, was encouraging. And hopefully it was a blip. And we can kick on in our next game against Derby, who we do have a bit of a good run against. Obviously a newly promoted side. We faced them, I think, 2 seasons ago, first game of the season. We have them second time this time out. And I will face them next. But as far as me seeing you, I'm thinking it will either be if I draw anyone interesting in the Capital One Cup 3rd round, presuming I qualify, or if not, I'm liking the look of the impossible job away at Stamford Bridge. I do quite like the look of that. Or maybe Manchester City. You know what? No, we're going to do Chelsea. We'll do Chelsea-Arsenal. What do you reckon of that? A dual London live com. Lionel Road and Stamford Bridge. What are you thinking? I like the sound of that. So I want to thank you very much for watching. You've been awesome as per usual. Disappointing result, I know, but we can build from that. So much love. Bye bye.